Hello, people of the internet. Ian Altos here. Ian Altos here, the Freedom Astrologer, and I'm coming to you today with a new video or a new video series, and I'm planning on doing these more often now. They're called the daily astrology reports, and I'm planning on doing them as often as possible, or if I see an astrological influence change in a bigger way, then I will do a brief report again. So this one is the first one, and the intention behind this is to help you guide through these somewhat difficult times. We are in crisis, and hopefully these reports will help you to understand what you're going through, what is going through, or what is going on in the world outside of you, and hopefully there will be a benefit to you. So this is just a reminder, this is a general astrology report. This isn't a personal reading, so I'm not looking at my personal planets or your personal planets. This is the current energetic influence that is going on in the sky, and you can see it on the screen right there. And those of you who have already watched some of my videos already know that what some of these symbols mean, what some of these lines mean, and so on and so forth. And now I'm going to do my best to guide you through these let's say murky waters we're in right now as a global human society. So first of all, we're somewhat balanced in energetic ways, meaning we have energy everywhere in all the elements, meaning we have energy in water signs, we have energy or planets in earth signs, in air signs, and in fire signs. So all the elements are covered. This usually can mean that we're quite balanced. We're not too far in the skies, we're not too grounded on earth, we're not only having new ideas, and we're not only taking actions, fire, ideas, earth, groundedness, ideas, air, groundedness, earth, and more of a spiritual feeling, creative energies is associated with water. So these aren't only the things associated with these elements, but some of the more prevalent ones. So the upper hand is for sure in Capricorn or Earth. So there's more Earth, which one of the signs is Capricorn and the other one is Taurus. So you can see planets there in the kind of a bull symbol area and in this kind of a greenish weird looking symbol. It's hard to explain the Capricorn symbol, but it's right there where the number 5 is. That's Capricorn. So these are earth signs, meaning more groundedness, more stability, more practical outlook on things. And the general theme with this coming to me is there's a sense of wanting to take action for sure, because it's if we focus in on the Capricorn side, it's cardinal Earth, meaning more action oriented sign. But the thing with Capricorn here is it's a bit of a slow moving sign as well, a slow moving energy. So where there's Jupiter and Pluto there's a kind of expansiveness. First and foremost, Jupiter is expansive, and Pluto is slow movement and then rapid action. And we need to understand that there's a desire to move, desire to take action, for sure, with the cardinality of Capricorn. But we must remember the groundedness, the building of the solid foundations and building of the solid plans side of Capricorn as well. So there can be a bit of a rush there. But take your time during this and move more gradually and move slowly. This is better with this Capricorn energy. And also, if you look at Taurus as well, Taurus is also similar. It's kind of it takes its time to start moving. It's kind of stubborn, but once it starts moving, it's kind of gradual. It just moves and moves and moves. And when we have this much or that many planets in those Earth signs, it's just better to have those solid plans, solid foundations in place, or building those even before we start making and taking more action. Hope I'm making myself clear here, or being clear. So another influence here is Moon. So one of the most important influences in our daily lives is the Moon. It influences, I would say, most of our daily lives. It influences our emotional state, our feeling state. And right now it's in Leo. You can see, probably know the Leo sign. It's in where the number 12 is. And Moon here in Leo is, in my opinion and in my experience, this is a pretty above average placement for Moon, meaning we have this desire and yearning for having fun, and our emotional needs are geared towards having fun, geared towards having this dramatic creative expression in the world, and then kind of a need for creative expressions and emotional need for spending time with children as well. Or, during this difficult time, it's hard to do it, but usually when the Moon is in Leo, there's a desire or a yearning or a wanting or a need to go out and about, to restaurants, city center, spend some, time there. And these are good things to do during Moon in Leo. But the negative side of Moon in Leo is kind of like a fragile ego. You kind of take things too seriously, too quickly. And if anything or anybody says something, you might take it too personally. You might get hurt more easily. And like the hurt kid comes to mind when I think about the negative side of Moon in Leo. But fun, creativity, going out, spending time with children. Probably don't go out right now, stay inside and spend time with your children in your creative pursuits. But there are a couple of influences here that I need to speak of as well. Is the square with Uranus. That's the red line between the Moon and Uranus. Uranus you can see from the elements there. So this can speak of these quick emotional changes, quick emotional reactions even, and your emotions really like fluctuating really quickly. You're really happy one moment, you're really down the other moment, kind of don't know. There's this kind of yearning and desire to reach and achieve freedom in your life. And but if they're in a square aspect together, meaning that they're in a negative aspect, that usually means that they're there's a fight between them. So you want, emotionally, you might want freedom, but you're even seeing in your reality that it can't be achieved. Let's put it that way. And the other difficult aspect is with Saturn. It's an opposition and another red line here. So this could dampen a little our moods, and can put some, feeling of I will never have emotional happiness kind of feeling, or I'm just emotionally really down and I'm tired kind of emotionally. When these two are in opposition, kind of drags our emotional state down, maybe even negative emotions, not even seeing them realistically. So I think that's good. Going overboard with emotional control. This is as well with Saturn Moon opposition. But luckily, we have some help here as well. We have Sun. Sun is helping with a trine there. You can see the blue line. Blue lines are more positive aspects, more helping aspects. So Moon, Sun brings in, especially when the Sun is here in a strong position in Aries, exalted in Aries, it brings in, it kind of, everything, it's dampening down our emotional state. But this Aries energy is coming in, Aries Sun is coming in, trining, it's giving like a boost of energy, boost of vitality to our emotions. Through the murkiness, being able to see some of the positivity that can come out of it can be a possibility. And also, does speak of fun, having as much fun in this situation as possibly, as you can, creative pursuits. I know it's not easy to do that right now when we're locked up and we're inside, but do your best. So this is valid for a couple more days until the 5th of April. When the moon changes sign and goes into Virgo. But about that on another day. So the next important, I only picked out the most important aspects I thought were in need of covering and need of explaining. And the next one is Pluto and Jupiter conjunction. You can see, I mentioned this early before. This is right in the where the number 5 is. This like P and this kind of like number 4-ish type symbol are together very closely. So when these two are together, it does speak of, Pluto unfortunately is crisis. Among other things, Pluto is crisis, Pluto is power, Pluto is money. And now Jupiter comes in, and Jupiter is with Pluto and it expands Pluto. Jupiter is very expansive planet, like a benefic and a good bringer, optimism bringer. But you have to remember that Jupiter touches everything Jupiter expands everything it touches, meaning it will expand the crisis as well. So unfortunately, in this case, I don't have much good news, in a sense. I do see it expanding this crisis for a little while, but on the positive note, Jupiter is still the benefic. It's still the good bringer of good things as well, a healer, I would say, in some ways. In a more of I bring knowledge for you to understand, and that can heal you. So this can actually, in the long run, it can gradually start healing the crisis as well. First expands, then heals, or brings good good things through the crisis. Among other things worth of mention, Pluto is power. Pluto is lots of money. So Jupiter can expand this. It can, for some of you probably can bring in some money. But usually it can expand the power or the people in power and the power of the people already in power. And the control. So for now, I don't see this lockdown changing anytime really soon. But hopefully it will, the good side of Jupiter will start to ease up on the negative side of Pluto. And in the end, the highest octave or calling of Pluto is to transform. So this is here for us to transform. And yeah. I'm just looking at my notes. Yes, so 2 more of these exact conjunctions during this year. I do see it kind of getting worse, getting better, getting worse, getting better, getting worse, getting better. And in December, when these finally, when Jupiter starts moving away from the sign of Capricorn, then we will finally see, the easing of the crisis fully. Unfortunately, it is, in my view, it's going to be a bit of a longer ride, longer battle. We will see, obviously, we will see like easier times, and it will get better and better, and get worse, better, worse. And in December, it will get finally better. So, next one, Mercury and Neptune conjunction in Pisces. So, this is happening in the 7th house, or not in the 7th house, sorry. Forget about that. But where the number 7 is, so you can understand. And in the sign of Pisces. So 2 opposite planets here. Neptune with its, spiritual healing, psychic ability type planet, medicine planet, meets the logical information, very administrative, mind-oriented Mercury in the spiritual Pisces, the home of Neptune. So once I mention these, you can probably see that this meeting is kind of opposites attract. So for a couple of days there is a kind of like the negative sides are mental fogginess, like ideas kind of don't come clearly, or they're distorted in some way. Unclear thoughts, maybe even like not being able to see the small details. But like the positive side of this is if you're already on the spiritual path and you're doing spiritual work, maybe creative writing, this expands your ability to communicate, which is Mercury, with other realms of existence, which is Neptune and which is Pisces. So there's a communication going on between the rational mind, the fantasy realms, the other realms of existence, and you can access information, again Mercury, from those realms. So it is a bit of a better time, to do some creative writing, not so much factual writing. It's good time to meditate, do some spiritual practices. Yeah, I think that's it. So, last but not least in this daily report, Saturn and Mars conjunction in Aquarius. So this is where you can see on the drawing here, or the chart. It's on this where the number 6 is. So these 2 planets are meeting closely, Saturn and Mars. Saturn is in its home in Aquarius, in the sign of Aquarius. It's stronger than Mars in Aquarius for sure. But these two planets they're not exactly opposites in my opinion, in my experience, but they have this kind of a different feel to them for sure. Saturn is gradual progress. It's gradual movement towards your goals. Slow action, having solid foundations, plans, then moving towards what you're trying to achieve. And Mars is like, okay, let's do this now. I don't care. Let's jump in. I will do it, and I will take action. And I'm very quick, and I'm very assertive, and I'm very aggressive. So when these two are together, and obviously Saturn I wanted to mention, is the planet of governments. And when Mars is with the planet of governments, there's going to be, a lot of stress for governments, for people working for the governments. The people in the governments are going to be a lot of stress. There are going to be a lot of attacks with them, attacks towards them. They're going to feel attacked probably, and stress. And they're going to be in a place of stress and needing to take action. But this is where the place is of not rushing into those actions. I know this might sound like a weird thing when everybody's yelling, "No, we need to take action right now and quickly." Yes, we do need to do that, but we also have to have a plan. These plans have to be put into place really quickly, and then the action can be taken. This is what the action, or this is what the energy is here. And when Saturn is here, is strong in Aquarius and knows it's kind of solid ground for Saturn. It can hopefully find the balance and win, so to speak, because Saturn is stronger. So Saturn can win Mars over because it's stronger. So the governments can deal with those aggressions, deal with those quick stresses, and take the necessary actions, hopefully here. And but whenever Saturn and Mars are together, it's not going to be comfortable. It's probably going to be a little bit uncomfortable and stress for sure. So, and now to take it a little further and how it can play out in our personal lives is, again, it's kind of a feeling of I want to take action, but I can't really jump in quickly. There's kind of like this blockage there. And especially with our careers. But again, building the structures, building the foundations, or having a concise plan of action, and then taking that action afterwards. This is the positive side of what I can see here. And they're in the sign of Aquarius, which is our long-term goals, or represents our long-term goals. And once you have that plan, once you have that idea, once you have those, make sure you have those foundations in place to do those actions, then jump in and start taking action. So that's it for today. It was a little bit longer than I expected, but I'm glad, and I'm going to start doing more of these. And let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed it, if you liked it, if you're confused about anything of that sort. And thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.